there's inflation in the world. Therefore, there's inflation in veterinary costs. Therefore, you have to pay your staff more. Therefore, you have to increase the cost to clients. Like, it's just a constant circle of whatever. It's just...
I see plenty of private practices that are crap.
Yeah.
And I see plenty of corporate practices that are crap. And I see both that are good.
But, like, you have to take your emotions out of it because at the end of the day, you have to run the business because your emotions can really get you in trouble.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable, the podcast where we answer your veterinary-related questions while having some fun along the way. If you enjoyed today's episode or a previous episode, be sure to leave us a review on your podcast provider of choice. And if you have any feedback to offer to improve the Veterinary Roundtable, let us know. Yay,
Sorry,
we have Wade with us.
If you're not watching, you should watch. Go check out our YouTube. Self-plug here.
There you go.
We have
Thanks,
a new mascot. His name is Wade. He's a chocolate English lab, and he's laying on my lap right now. So if you want to see something cute, go over to our YouTube.
And he's so cute. He knows he's cute. So he pushes the
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He knows how to work it.
Oh, he
But
does.
anyway, our YouTube channel is the Veterinary Roundtable. So all of our video podcasts are published there. We also have some social media channels. We have Instagram and TikTok. They're both at the Veterinary Roundtable. We're sometimes pretty good about posting on there.
Hey, listen, we're doing better because we're coming up with ideas.
Better, yeah.
Okay.
And then also check out all of our previous episodes, especially our most recent one, or recenter. Is that a word? I don't know. With Rebecca Newman, where we talk about mental health in the vet field. And it's very, very informative, and it's a very important topic to talk about. So
Absolutely.
check it out.
Is that the most recent guest episode, Harrison?
Good talk.
Branch? Okay. We're going to say yes. I don't know if it is. I feel like we did that one before we did the
I feel like
Librello.
that was so long ago.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we're all looking at our phones because Dr. Duckwall is not here because she's at the doctor on a monitor.
Yes. This was supposed to be her last episode before her maternity leave for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not here.
So she might become running in on the side.
You may see her in the episode. You may not.
You may not. All right, exactly. And don't think you're going crazy if you didn't see her and then you pick your head up and now she's sitting there. It might make you do a double take, but don't worry. Don't stress.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Dr. Emily King.
I'm Courtney Allen.
I'm Allie McQuarrie.
And you're listening to the Veterinary Roundtable.
That's right. And, this is Allie's third episode now on the Veterinary Roundtable. We're so happy to have you.
How are you feeling?
Yeah.
I'm trying to take deep breaths.
You do great. Are you actually nervous? I'm just curious. Or or is it more like the unknown?
The unknown, just getting used to everything.
Yeah.
I guess it is like second nature to us at this point.
What was the thing that made you said, I'm going to push myself and I'm going to try and do this?
Because you guys are good people. And you're educating. No, like for real.
That's really nice. Oh my gosh. Well, so are you.
No, and I figured it'd be fun. You guys are educating people and I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yay,
I love it.
that's
Okay.
very nice.
That's amazing. Great answer. Okay.
Yeah, that was a really good answer.
Okay. Wow. Okay. We selected it for that reason, right? I mean, we knew what we were doing. Okay. Pits and peaks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I have a pit because my husband had to have an emergency appendectomy.
Ugh.
And so
Yikes.
he went into the hospital on Tuesday night and then in the middle of the night had surgery. And it was all fine. He's fine. Other than being sore.
Everything went smoothly, though?
Everything went so smoothly. The surgeon was great. So it was really fascinating because his MD really was made it really more scary than what it needed to be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fun.
It was a whole thing.
Okay.
And so I'm really mad at his doctor, but it's fine.
What were his symptoms?
Well, he had right cranial. This is my case for the day. No, I'm just kidding. He had right cranial quadrant pain and, or I guess caudal abdominal pain in his abdomen on the right side. And he went to Tennessee because he's part of the homeowners group down there in the neighborhood. So they had a meeting and he had to go because he was presenting a particular topic. And so he went. And then on Sunday, he was not feeling the best. And he was like, you know what, I'll just wait till I get back. But it just kept getting worse. And so then he drove home on Monday. And then on Tuesday, he got into his doctor. And the doctor was like, yeah, I'm suspicious that you might have appendicitis. So then he went and had a CT scan done. And when he had the CT scan done, it showed that he had appendicitis, but he also had an intussusception, Right. That was our reaction. And animals, not so good.
No.
Because in people, they can have spontaneous intussusceptions
I think I've heard that.
for no reason.
And then they just resolve themselves?
Yes.
Do you feel it? Like, is it painful?
I don't think so.
Like, did that attribute to his pain at all?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was an inadvertent finding. And the intussusception involved small intestine midway through his small intestines, like part of his jejunum, and the appendix is like the cecum area, large intestine, small intestine come together right there. And so, but his doctor said that intussusceptions can some of the reason that they can happen is due to malignancy. Yeah. And now maybe he doesn't know Richie as well as he should, but that sent him down
into a spiral.
A serious spiral, guys.
Oh, that's sad.
I felt so bad for him, and I can laugh about it now because
but
you're
in the
looking
moment,
back.
That's
but
scary.
in the moment, I was like,
when someone throws that word around, that's scary.
He went from I just have abdominal pain to I'm dying.
Yeah,
I'm never going to see my kid's wedding.
Yeah,
my children should have as many kids as they can have and get married right now.
Right.
To like, I mean, it was like
a roller coaster.
Yeah, I was like, hold up, back the bus up,
Oh,
and he's a young doctor, and I think he didn't know the causes for intussusception, which understandably, he's a general practitioner.
Yeah,
fine. Just my point in bringing all this up is just don't say anything. Just say you don't know. And the surgeon, it's there. I don't know what this means for you. The surgeon will talk to you more about it. We know that you probably are going to need to have surgery to have your appendix removed.
Yeah.
Other funny thing is he didn't have a stone in his appendix, which usually causes appendicitis. And so they thought you do have the option of being treated with antibiotics, or you can have surgery. But if you're treated with antibiotics, in a year, 50% of them end up needing surgery.
Well, just because there's literally no point of the appendix anyway.
And so he has this information over here, like I might have a malignant tumor in my abdomen. And no, he can't live that way for a year.
Just waiting on a ticking time bomb.
Right.
Yeah.
So the surgeon comes in to review the case and doesn't say anything about the intussusception, right? Because
you're like, hello.
So I'm like sitting here going, when I couldn't make the two things line up, right? He doesn't have a fever. He doesn't have a high white count. He doesn't have abdominal, like intense abdominal pain where your intestines are dying kind of pain. And so I was like, this is not lining up. Like, what is missing here? And he comes in and I was like, he's talking about the surgery and the options. And I was like, what about the intussusception? And he's like, oh, people get those. That's just spontaneous. It'll go away. I bet you anything by the time I get in there, it's gone. And I was like, you're effing kidding me? We just spent 7 hours thinking that
your husband's dying from
cancer. Like he's so worried,
Yeah.
And anyway, so the surgeon was fantastic and he alleviated his concerns. And yep, when he went in there, it was gone.
Oh my God.
Now he did say, if it was there, we're going to remove it. If it was still there, it wouldn't be smart to leave it. So we are going to remove it. But he goes, I bet you anything when I get in there, it's gone. And so what is the time? What is the chance that the CT is done?
It just hits right when it happens, and then boom, it's gone.
Yes. How bizarre is that?
That's so because in dogs, it's like
it's badness.
Yeah.
And it's so I don't think we even now. Maybe they do, and we don't know it. It's like not documented because we're never like looking. We don't do CTs as like a we're using X-rays and things like that. Maybe where it's harder to see. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't happen in dogs. But when it happens in a dog, it's like you're taking it out.
Yeah.
Or you're reducing it and tacking it or whatever. But bizarre set of...
Well, I'm glad Richie's okay.
He's great.
Yes. And I'm glad his intussusception fixed itself.
It did.
And I'm glad his appendix is gone.
So, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so there's all that.
Yeah, I thought I had appendicitis one time years ago. My mom rushed me to the ER, but it ended up being something else. But anyway.
Yeah. So...
Did he have a contrast CT?
Yep.
Those are weird.
Yep. Makes you feel like a pee in your pants.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be my pit and peak, I suppose. I learned a lot of good information and
and everything
in a bad way.
And everything turned out okay.
Everything turned out okay. Yes.
Good. Okay. Well, my peak. So last week I did my staycation. As you guys know, I was off for a week.
Yes.
I don't know how I did it. I took this Monday and Tuesday off too.
You are brilliant.
No, because I didn't mean to. It's like, I don't know.
Do you think you just put them in like thinking, I don't know which week I'm going to take?
Maybe that's like the only thing I could think of is because we were planning to go out of town. So I'm like, maybe I gave myself those as like buffer days because I figured we were going to like leave on a Saturday and come back on I don't know what I was thinking.
Right.
But I got up on Monday morning And I was like,
To go to
we have
work?
to go back to, and I started getting ready. And then I was like, I'm just going to look at the schedule just in case because things are kind of weird right now. And it was like, Courtney's off Monday and Tuesday. And I was like, okay, well, I'll stay home Monday. And then I texted one of my leads and I was like, hey, I can work Tuesday. Like, I don't know why I took it off, but I'm here. And then she just had me be on call and they didn't end up needing me. So I got an extended 2 days, which was really nice. So I worked 2 days this week.
You probably are feeling like pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I feel great.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then my pit, because yesterday was my first day back after like almost 2 weeks off, my back is not well after 1 day.
Really?
Yeah. So I have to call Ortho Indy today at some point. I forgot to this morning to see. I don't know if they do that kind of stuff with backs, like muscle pain or whatever.
Were you
it is.
lifting all day or was it because you're on your feet all day?
I have been lifting a lot because of my pregnant doctor that I work with. She does all of her exams on the table if possible. So I am lifting a lot right now.
Yeah.
But I like the only other thing I can think of, and I have a massage therapist who I see once a month, but I walk dogs with my right arm because that's my dominant arm. So like the only thing I could think of is I always have it like I'm always tense on this arm and I'm always pulling back, trying to let them not pull me across the room.
Right.
And that's where it hurts is like kind of my shoulder blade, like up here.
Yeah.
So I don't know because I feel like my massage therapist should have maybe fixed it or help. Like it helps when I get my massages, but it's only like for a week or less. And then it's like the excruciating constant, like feels like someone stabbed me in the back. So I feel like I need to see if something else is going on.
Understandable.
Because it hurts. But we'll see. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I also have to see what's covered by insurance.
Yeah. Well, that's important.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, my pit, my husband started seconds.
Oh, no. It started.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's all right. But we truly don't see each other.
Oh.
He gets home at like 2 a.m.
Oh.
And then I get up at like 4:30. And then he's gone by 2 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. We'll see. But the peak is it's been its birthday on Friday and he has Friday off and we have a packed weekend filled because we haven't seen each other a week.
Oh,
and
my
it's been
gosh.
exciting, so we're doing all the things.
We're doing all the things.
Museum and the zoo. Zoo.
Oh,
That's
wow.
exciting.
Yeah.
So will he have routine days off during the week or does he try and do them on Fridays so that you can... Or no, he's asked off.
Yeah, he asked off.
So
he
then
works Monday through Friday and then some Saturdays too.
He goes in at what time?
2 p.m.
And gets home at?
Like 2 a.m.
Is that hard on the week? So on the weekends, then does his routine get messed up because it's more, or is he able to?
Well, this is like his first full week. Last weekend, he was kind of thrown into it, so he kind of just slept. But I don't know. We'll see.
Has he been sleeping during the day then?
Yeah. Oh, he'll sleep until, I don't know what time he's getting up, but late morning and then go in at 2. But I don't know. We'll see how this weekend, but we have a lot planned, so.
So Spencer, buck up, honey. Here's a Red Bull.
How is he liking it?
I mean, it's challenging. Definitely.
Yeah.
He's in a bigger plant. He's in charge of a lot more people. There's a lot more lines. There's just a lot more. And the buck is kind of at him. So he's got to figure it out.
He's got to figure it out.
He likes the problem solving. He likes the new challenge. And
He's so good with people. I think he'd be really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm sure he's going to do well. Yeah. So what's the next step after this? Does he get to go back to normal schedule eventually?
He plans to do this for at least a year or so. Definitely right now with Bennett being so young. And then
it's the time to do it.
Yeah, the kids, once we have another one, they won't remember him being gone.
Yeah.
Of course, he will, and then the plan is to him to continue to grow and go up the ladder.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
we'll see.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment.
What's your peak?
That was her peak.
was
Is
my
that
peak.
the pit was she doesn't see him, but the peak is they get to spend a lot of time together this weekend.
weekend.
And it's her baby's birthday.
Oh, I'm
Bennett's
following you.
birthday.
Okay, and it's Ben's birthday. Okay, I'm following you. Okay.
Big 2.
It was
Yes.
all summed in together.
That's
Yeah, it was
unbelievable
good.
that he's 2. Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tell them about the picture of the cows.
Oh, yes. I talked about it last time, about the cow pictures, and we got him back, and it was really cute. He was scared at first.
The cows are really cool, though.
Yeah.
Yes, they were they're bottle babies, so they're teeny. They're
Yeah.
like the size of Wade. And by the time he left, he was crying, wanting to.
He cried when he got there and cried when he left.
Stay with the
For
cows.
different reasons.
Yes.
Stay with the cows.
Yes, it was really cute. I definitely told her I would be back. She was
Yeah.
super nice. Communication was great. And turnaround time, it was like the next day we got our pictures back.
That's awesome.
She takes the pictures and runs the farm.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together
they're
either.
her cows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hire her for morale boosters and
Yeah. Tell her she
Wait,
was.
where's
What
that
did she
at?
do before? She worked.
she worked at Subaru or something for 17 years. And
Right.
Then,
And then just said, I'm going to take
Retired.
pictures of people and my cows?
yes, her goal is to be the #1 farm photographer in Lafayette.
Wow, good for her.
What other animals does she have? Does she have?
She has some donkeys, some
Okay.
horses, ponies, some llamas or alpacas. I get them confused. They're
Yeah.
hard to tell apart. Goats. She has this really cute potbelly pig.
Oh.
They're really cute.
Oh my gosh.
And then, of course, she has cats because she's on a farm.
Yeah.
I'm probably missing something.
Does she live on the farm too? Like
Yeah.
her house? That's awesome.
So
really
she's
cool.
the one who takes the pictures.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that.
I know. Isn't that cool?
That's all the farm animals. That's really nice.
That's really cool.
She was trying to sell me cows. I was like,
She was trying to get her to take home cows.
Yes. She
If
was
you
like-
could, you would.
Yes, she was like, yeah, well, this one's 1,500, and I looked at Spencer and I was like, only 1,500, we could get 2.
We could get 2 cows.
He was down for it.
You have the space. It'll be fine.
I mean, eventually,
Kind of.
we'll-
You have the
yeah.
space. You could do one.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god,
want a
I think
cow?
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, you would need a cow, buddy.
That's awesome.
Gosh. Okay. Trending vet med topics.
You're going to fall off the couch, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, first one. Inflation continues to dampen gains in veterinarian salaries. Fewer new grads entering full-time employment.
Okay.
Oh, money
It's
in
always
the
about
vet
money.
field. Well, there he goes.
There he goes. It's
Once again, if you're not watching, Wade just fell off the couch.
Yeah, this is not. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's
I mean,
It-
inflation's going to dampen everything in the world at some point.
right. I know.
Like,
yeah.
inflation is just inflation, and it sucks. And we're back at the same topic of there's inflation in the world. Therefore, there's inflation in veterinary costs. Therefore, you have to pay your staff more. Therefore, you have to increase the cost to clients. Like, it's just a constant,
Yeah.
circle
yeah.
of whatever. It's just,
Yeah, I think they're one of the things that they talked about in here was just that the average income of veterinarians looks like it's going up, but when you take into
Yeah.
account inflation, it's about
Yeah.
the same.
and
I mean,
paying off debt and
yeah, and I don't think that I think this salary's very good.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, I don't think that it's anything to, necessarily cry about, but
yeah.
I get that it's not keeping pace with inflation, but
What's the current salary? What did it say? 150?
the average real income in 2024 dollars of veterinarians as reported in 2025 for 2024 was around 154,000.
Yeah.
For new veterinary graduates securing full-time employment, the average real starting salary as reported in 2025 was 129,000 for those finding full-time employment.
Yeah.
So
Why are fewer new grads entering full time? Why would that be?
It's decreased. The number of veterinary graduates entering full-time employment has decreased each year since 2022. So
Just because they don't want to work full time?
I don't know if it has to do with necessarily not wanting to work full-time as much as going on to advanced education like internships, residencies, doctoral programs.
Oh,
So a lot of them are doing that,
yeah.
because 28% of them accepted offers in advanced education, including internships, residencies, and doctoral programs. 7% had no offers. And then 60% of graduating seniors secured full-time employment before graduation. So, I mean, I don't think it's anything's a surprise, like what we're dealing with here.
Right.
But I did see that for the class of 2025, the average debt from earning a veterinary degree was $212,000. And among those with debt, or if you put everybody combined, no matter whether you had zero debt or debt, the average was about $174,000. So that included people with zero debt. The latter group comprised 18% of all new graduates. So 18% of new graduates have no debt.
That's awesome.
That's wild.
I thought it would be lower than that. I was surprised when I saw that number. I thought that it's hard to pay for school
Mm-hmm.
when you're going to school. But all those people that were like, this is just for the rich people, well, only 18% of the people are paying for school. So when we were talking about the big, beautiful bill and the fact that keeping tuition
Yeah.
at $200,000 is good. You
Mhm.
want to do that. I mean, we would need to drive these schools to drive down tuition. And people were like, well, it's just going to be school for the rich then. It's like, no, there's only 18% of the applicants are zero debt.
Mm-hmm.
I would think those are the people with money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or
That's not even
scholarships.
half.
I
Or
mean,
maybe you just have so much scholarship money
Yeah.
that it doesn't
Mhm.
cost you anything, I suppose. I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway.
Hmm.
Did you guys have any other takeaways?
Nope.
6% of the people owed more than $400,000.
Yikes.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
$400,000.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of
It's
money.
a lot of ramen noodles.
It's a lot of ramen
You could buy
noodles.
2 houses, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, in this economy, I don't know.
Not
No,
the
they're still
nicest
cheap.
houses, but
Calvin likes them. I know they're cheap.
what?
Ramen noodles.
Oh. Yeah, ramen noodle like 89 cents pack.
Yep.
Or
they're
less
still
than that. I don't
cheap.
know. But yeah.
I was talking about houses.
Oh.
I said you could buy at least 2 houses, but I was like, it depends where you're looking. I was like, well, I think they're expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Houses are not cheap.
Yeah.
We're starting to see some correction, though.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
other interesting thing they said in here was the average number of hours worked per week was 41 hours. That
That's
is really good.
Yeah, I was going
Mhm.
to say that's pretty good.
That's really not bad at all.
No.
I'd be interested to see what an MD's average hours are.
You think they're longer?
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
so.
not. I guess maybe depending on what kind of MD you are, probably just like veterinarians too, depending on what kind of
Yeah,
veterinarian
if you're practice or if you're emergency
Right.
or if you're specialty. It's a lot of different aspects.
Okay. What's the next one? What else we got?
Accreditor greenlights South Carolina's first veterinary school. People are building vet schools all over the place.
Yeah.
Another reason we don't need BPAs.
That's right. Exactly. Who wouldn't want to go to school in South Carolina? It's
Who
at
would?
Clemson. No, who wouldn't?
Oh, right.
It's part of
I love
it's part
South
of
Carolina.
Clemson, and it's going to be one of those distributive models. They're
yeah.
not going to have a veterinary hospital. You have to go out and do the clinics.
Mm-hmm.
But
South Carolina is so pretty. I like it there.
yeah. And so I think it brings the total to, what did it say? How many total schools now?
Oh, I don't know.
Does anybody
I don't remember
remember
I
what
didn't
it
see
said?
that.
I think it's like 38 veterinary schools in the country by next fall.
That's awesome.
And then 8 other institutions, including 2 programs in Arkansas, are working to open veterinary schools. So there'll be a decent
That's
number
exciting.
of
That's-
veterinary schools.
See, there's not going to be a shortage of veterinarians.
There's not. I don't buy it. And then you can still apply to go to Clemson until November 17th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So if you haven't applied yet, or maybe, you weren't sure, they're taking, what's the other statistic in here? They're taking how many in-state and how many out-of-state?
I know. It was like 80 or something, and then like 20 out. That's
Yeah.
great.
That's in here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Yep. 80 students per year. You're right, Allie. And then 60 from within the state and 20 from outside the state.
Hmm.
They used to have a reciprocity program with some other schools. Now that's no longer a thing. So good for them. We'll see.
That's awesome.
Pretty
That's
cool.
really exciting.
Pretty cool.
All right. The last one.
Yes, ma'am.
UK moves to compel veterinary clinics to post prices. More money talk.
Oh my God.
So they're saying
I
that
can't with the UK right now. There's so many reasons I think the UK is going in the shitter, but you know what? It is what it is.
we're here to talk about vet med.
We're here to talk about vet med. Okay. Thanks, Courtney. Redirect me. Point me back in the right
So it
direction.
says the United Kingdom will have to state the prices of key services such as vaccinations, diagnostics, and surgery upfront under provisional rules outlined today by the country's competition regulator. This rule also includes a requirement for practices to clearly disclose their ownership to the public and the impositions of US dollars 21 cap on prescription fees, which many veterinarians charge when clients purchase drugs from a third-party provider.
So see, that's interesting because we don't do prescription fees. So like if somebody wants a prescription from Chewy,
Oh, yeah, no, we don't do that.
we don't charge a fee.
No.
But they must do that over there.
Oh, I
I
see.
was thinking like
A
in
dispensing
clinic.
fee?
Yeah, like
Yeah, like a dispensing fee. No, they're talking about
Oh.
when clients purchase drugs from a third-party provider.
So, like, if we called in, like, because we call a lot of drugs into human pharmacies, do they charge for that too then? Or is it the third party as in, like, another kind of
like Chewy.
pet?
I'm thinking that's
Pharmacy.
probably more the
Okay.
scenario, because,
That's crazy.
right.
That is silly.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know, like, you're still doing like the prescription. But still, why are you what?
Because they are losing money
to somebody else.
And so it's a way of recapturing dollars, but at what cost? I don't think people really like that, and so
I wouldn't like that.
No, we've never done it.
Doing that to a client.
Yeah.
That just doesn't seem fair.
I have heard, or I was informed that, and this is not a secret, that Chewy is opening up practices. So yeah,
like
veterinary.
Full functioning vet clinics.
Yes, with an emphasis on the client experience. Because they're really good at the client experience,
They
right?
are really good at
Yes, they are. You get a birthday
service.
card from them. They make sure that your stuff gets in a timely... I mean, they're good at it.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, what they do is they figure out where the density of their prescriptions are coming from, and that's where they put a clinic.
Huh.
And they
That's
have...
smart.
Right?
Yeah.
And they have all of the patient's information. So they send reminders to those clients. And if... There's all this research to suggest, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but like if a client has not been to your clinic or, more than this many times, then they're more likely to visit another clinic because they're not attached to a doctor at the clinic, blah, blah, blah. And so so they send the reminders, and if somebody's not attached to your clinic, they're like, oh, okay, I'll try somebody different. And they go in, they have a great experience, and there you have it.
Huh.
You lose a client. So the push is to the reason why this group was talking about it is because they're talking about forward booking. So like so many clinics don't forward book their annuals. So if they have, so this is your announcement, forward book your annuals. And
PSA.
Yeah. And so if you have them forward booked, they're more likely to come to you than if you don't. Anyway, isn't that fascinating? So they're like in Denver, Colorado. So they're in Colorado, I think Arizona, Florida. I can't remember. I feel like there's another state
that they're going to
open.
Oh, yeah. They're open.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
I thought it was just talks.
No.
I was like, oh, they're thinking about it.
No. They're open, and they have veterinarians working there.
Oh,
what are they called? Just Chewy?
Chewy Vet at your service.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
So
these veterinary clinics.
See, that's a trending topic in itself.
These veterinary clinics are providing the information. Here's my client list by handing over the prescriptions to Chewy.
Yikes. Okay.
So they're like scalping.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying they're doing anything illegal or untoward or anything. I mean, it's smart, right? I mean, they're smart. They have, if you look at their revenue, they split off from Banfield, right? It's something like that. And they've doubled their revenue in like the past. Like
people
they know what they're
running
doing.
That place are smart.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. And so, and I'm not saying the medicine is bad at the Chewy hospital. I'm not saying anything like that. They do have a tendency to hire new grads. And so then therefore the experience level isn't there. So the level of services available isn't quite there. But, and I don't think that's like the absolute truest thing that's happening in every Chewy practice, but that's just like a trend. And so, anyway, food for thought.
Wow, we got way off topic. But that is very fascinating.
We started talking about the prescription fee.
I know. I know.
Okay.
That's really interesting. I want to look into that.
You got it's fascinating.
Okay, well, we don't agree with what the UK is doing.
We don't agree with what the UK is doing. I have no problem though, guys, with
posting your prices.
I don't care about posting prices.
Well, why would you? People are going to find out anyway if they come to you.
Right? I mean, there is no secret. I do not agree that, well, let me back up. They say that if people go to a corporate practice, they're charged more than if you go to a private practice. That could very well be true. Why do you think that might be the case?
Because it's corporate.
Because corporate's running it.
Okay, but what is corporate probably going to be really good at doing?
That was a really
increasing price or
no? What is corporate? What do they care about?
Money,
but yes, and so then they're growing, right? What are they also paying attention to? Percentages? What?
I said me and Courtney we're on a quiz. Pop quiz.
Making money? Or
making money.
Like the success of
the practice, right?
Yeah,
so they are running the practice probably correctly from a percentages perspective. I need these things to be in this line. I need payroll to be this percent. We need it within this range. We need this to happen. We need this to happen.
They have numbers that need to be met.
Right. So therefore you got to change pricing in order to hit these landmarks, right? veterinarians are successful a lot of times despite themselves. They are not business owners. They go to school to become a veterinarian, not to run a business a lot of times. And so that's why they're less profitable. My guess would be that a lot of private practices are very similar to corporate if they're being run very well. So I think it's a misnomer to think that the only reason the difference of price exists is because they're gouging people. I think that's wrong. I don't think that that's entirely accurate, I guess is what I'm saying.
I would agree.
And I don't think it matters whether they're corporate owned or private owned. Like from a, you should let somebody know.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I was like,
I'm like, whatever. Like,
it doesn't matter.
No, because the people inside the practice are what make the practice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I see plenty of private practices that are crap.
Yeah.
And I see plenty of corporate practices that are crap.
Yeah.
And I see both that are good. So
it's the people that work there.
It's the people inside the walls that make the practice.
I mean, yes, maybe sometimes the company, but it's the people.
Right. And it makes no sense with staff shortages that they would be wanting to lay off staff and create it's counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense because they're after making a return.
Yeah.
So you can't make money anyway. I just don't. It's like when people say dog food brands are out to kill dogs with the food. Like that's
what?
That doesn't make sense.
That's right.
Yeah.
The faster they kill your dog, the less you buy food. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm going on a lot of tangents today. All right, back on topic.
Okay.
I had caffeine earlier.
What?
Does that explain it?
A little bit.
She talks a lot when she drinks her caffeine.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
It's
Keep
good
going.
information that you're not just talking about random stuff, though.
Okay.
It's
thanks,
good info.
Guys. Thanks for making me feel better.
Okay, we'll move on, though. Tales from the Trenches. So this is where we want our listeners to send in their most ridiculous, funny, unhinged stories that we then read on the podcast. You can send your stories to the veterinary roundtable at gmail.com. This is the first time ever for Tales from the Trenches. We have a voice memo, so we're going to listen to it. And per usual, none of us listen to it, right, ladies?
Nope.
Okay. We have no idea what it's going to say.
I know it's a voice memo, but I don't know how to use it.
Okay. I have to turn up.
Hello, Dr. King, Dr. Duckwall, and Courtney. My name is Devery, and I have been working in the veterinary field for the last 8 years as a veterinary assistant. And I am also very excited to also be a student in the veterinary technician program. And I love this field, and I hope to continue to work with animals and clients and just really honor that beautiful human-animal bond. Also, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I would also like to add my name to the list of fans who listen to your podcast every week to and from work.
Thanks.
I honestly absolutely love your show. I appreciate everything that each of you individually bring to it. And thank you so much for making this podcast such a wonderful, educational, and fun resource for veterinary professionals. I wanted to share a story with all of you. It was a sad appointment, unfortunately, that we had present to our general practice clinic a few months ago. We had a feline patient present to us as a same-day appointment with reported respiratory issues. When the patient initially presented to us, he was QAR. But however, during the treatments, unfortunately, he began to pretty rapidly decline and required advanced life support. Despite our best efforts to stabilize him, he unfortunately, again, was not responding well. We brought the owner back to our treatment area so she could see her cat. And with that, she tearfully gave us permission to humanely euthanize him. As she was sitting in our treatment area, everyone was slowly and quietly working around her, trying to get equipment out of the way. I was standing next to her while she was cradling her cat one last time. I was disconnecting leads from him while trying to do my best to hold back my tears from her, as I wasn't sure if that would make her feel uncomfortable. I was also the only other one in the room who was crying. At one moment, the client and I, our eyes met, and she could see the tears in my eyes. And it was at that time that she grabbed my hand and looked me straight in the eye and said, "Thank you for crying with me."
Aww.
I just reached over her and threw my arms around her, and we both just sat there and cried together. It was honestly the first time that I had ever been thanked for being tearful and showing emotion with a pet parent during their time of grief. And it just keeps replaying over and over in my mind as one of the most heartfelt, genuine, and raw compliments I think that I have ever professionally received. And my question for all of you is, what is your most rewarding compliment or statement that a client has ever given you? Thank you all again so much for everything that you do. You mean so much to the veterinary community, and on behalf of all your listeners that you've heard many, many times before, we just appreciate you so much. And just please keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was a really nice
really
story.
cute story.
Yes.
Good for you for touching that woman's life and
Yes,
helping her
absolutely.
through a very difficult situation.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the client said something, because
Yeah.
if not, she might not have had that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know, that was a perfect example of matching, what we call matching, which is like, you know, when you're communicating with another person and matching their aura, if you
Mhm.
will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That the crying, I think, is not crying. I mean, like being emotional with a client
Mhm.
is appropriate when you're matching their demeanor, I think.
Yes.
I think it can fall flat if they're not. Do you know what I mean? And so I'm glad that all of that happened in the way that it happened, because it was really powerful.
Yeah. I think every tech needs to have a moment like that.
Mm-hmm.
It really gets you to remember like why you're in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely in such a hard situation, which I'm sorry that ended that way. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that she was able to have that moment,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sure that's going to impact her career moving forward. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. A moment can change a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like so cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys, her question was,
Have you had like pretty much like a moment where you connected with a client
or someone said something,
someone said something,
or what
yeah.
has someone said, or yeah, I think it was, what has someone said, right, to you or something?
I mean, I've had a handful of clients just tell me that we help them make the process like easier, quote unquote, because I mean, euthanasia is not an easy thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we help make it easier, or they appreciated me caring for their pet like it was my own, because I've gotten attached to a handful of patients that really hurt me when they passed.
Sure.
So just in like continuing those relationships is nice, but there's stuff like that. I don't think I have like one specific thing that stands out, but
I'm about the same. In the surgery department, I think when they like really like thank you, like generally thank you for like helping them through that surgery process, because sometimes it's a really in-depth surgery and you're with them for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a good one. Or just like that euthanasia situation. Like definitely if you've been a pet sitter and you've had that dog,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you have that moment with the owner.
mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's really
It's,
hard.
Yeah. Or having like talking them through quality of life, and
Yeah.
just them thanking you is very rewarding, and it makes you feel good about what you are doing and that you're in the right place. And also clients telling you you're in the right field.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's a big one that
Them
I'm like, wow.
recognizing the impact that you're having. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
I had a client, Sally Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
She texted me last week
She
during
did?
Tech Week, and she wrote me a whole paragraph of how much she appreciates me, the things I do for them, like what I'm doing in the vet field, the impact I'm making. And I'm like, wow, like being seen is just really, really nice, especially in the field that we're in, because it's hard sometimes. And you're like, why do I do it?
I know.
What's the point? But then clients remind you, and it's very, very nice.
That's cool. Those are great examples.
Do you have one?
Oh, gosh. I mean, as long as I've been doing it, yes. I mean, I agree with you. There's just so many instances of it's hard to put your finger on just like, one example per se.
Yeah.
I think that I potentially over time, I've probably relied less on what people have said and more how they act, because sometimes people don't always know what to say or what, but you can, if you're watching the way people behave and their mannerisms, you can tell really quickly if you're connecting with them and if you're solving their problems, in terms of their emotional stress and whatnot. And I think that's just really powerful because you're able to alleviate stress and worry and help solve problems and keep the pet with them for as long as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many instances like that. But you're right. I would say the majority of people in the veterinary community that work would say that's the entire reason.
Yeah.
That they do what they do. And so the positive affirmation is really nice to see or hear.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's our love language.
Yes, exactly.
And food.
I was gonna say,
And food. Yeah, if you didn't know anything about veterinary professionals, it's definitely food.
Okay.
Gosh. Well, thanks for the voice memo. We love them.
Yeah, thanks for telling us your story.
It's like you just met someone. Like when you hear their voice, it's like you.
Well, yeah, we've talked about it. When we read it, it's not as special.
I feel like I just met this person.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool, So now I have a new friend. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. On to case collections.
Yup.
Okay, Allie, you want to go first?
Oh, sure. Okay. So, just this past week, we had a 5-year-old standard poodle. She presented for vomiting and lethargy. She couldn't keep anything down. On palpation on the exam, there was a little bit of a sus area in her cranial abdomen. And so we did x-rays, which revealed a mass effect around her liver and stomach. We couldn't really tell what was going on. We did a fast scan as well, which also we could tell the stomach was distended, but we couldn't really pinpoint what exactly was going on. So we did do an explore. And so when we opened her up, her stomach was very, very large. And so she just started to get to work. It was filled with fluid.
I was going to say, was it fluid filled? Like
yes, it had so much fluid. But what was weird is we passed the stomach tube just anticipating what could happen, regurg and all that. And nothing came out. And I thought it was super weird. I was like ready, waiting for the
you're like the bucket.
I was like, come on. And nothing came out. And I was super disappointed. But she was starting to bloat, oddly enough. Like you couldn't pinpoint it like directly off of like the x-rays and stuff, but she was starting to bloat. Her heart rate was like 150s to 180s during the procedure.
Like under anesthesia, she was starting to bloat?
No, like she must have started
I see. Okay.
Gotcha.
Bloating.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was really uncomfortable. We had her on fentanyl. Like she should have been pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, the doctor, when she was, manipulating it, she must have done something and untwisted it just enough. Her heart rate dropped like instantly to 80s to 90s. And she felt better. We didn't find any foreign material. She didn't have a foreign body. There was no mouse effects. Everything felt normal. Everything scoped out normally. It was just really, really weird. Her blood work, she also had an elevated ALT, GGT, and total bilirubin as well. She had severe hemoconcentration, which is primarily caused by the dehydration from everything. But it was wild.
So did she recover? Is she doing...
She is doing better.
Okay.
She's eating a little bit of chicken and stuff this past week, but she
That is
seemed
so
better.
Interesting.
But it was just wild.
Yeah.
We thought she was going to have cancer, or like there was some kind of mass or a foreign body, because they saw particles like on the fast scan, but the particles were food. But her stomach was massive. I mean, took up her whole abdomen.
You said it was a poodle?
Yeah.
Like a standard poodle?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, she was a petite lady, but
it
was just wild.
So crazy. So did you took post-op rads?
No, I don't think we did post-op.
Just to look?
I guess I didn't say how we fixed it. So she manipulated it, but she ended up doing a gastropexy. And she's doing well.
Interesting.
Yeah, but she was only 5. And, but she seems to be doing well, so that's good. But it was just wild.
That is wild.
Huh. In the process of a GDV.
Yeah.
Huh.
Don't know why. We still don't know why, but her stomach is tacked now.
It
Or
won't be
So it
moving.
cannot flip.
It won't be moving now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other time.
She's
Huh.
staying put.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, that'll be cool to see. Hopefully she, over the next week, goes
Yeah.
Yeah.
back to normal.
All right. My case is just a little bit of an update on a patient I talked about a few weeks ago. You obviously weren't here. Do you remember the samoyed I talked about? The pictures I showed with the
Yes.
skin infection?
Yes.
All that
Oh,
kind of
yes.
stuff?
The really like
Very severe.
ulcerated, yeah.
So just to recap, this samoyed had come in. He's like 5. He's 80 pounds ish. He had come in for skin. He has been a repeat offender of skin problems. The owners brought him in. At the time they brought him in, he had been in a cone for 3 to 4 months, so he had a gigantic hot spot around his whole neck. His abdomen we completely shaved, like his groin area, because it was just, oh my God, I've never smelled skin that bad. He had hot spots everywhere, whatever, the whole gamut. So his
So, Courtney,
initial
talk to me.
his initial skin cytology was too numerous to count rods, cocci, no yeast was found, and then white blood cells on the skin. So the initial treatment was we shaved a lot of the bad areas. We cleaned them, everything like that. So we shaved his neck, his inguinal region, and then his feet, because all of his paws were bleeding too from how severe the infection was. He was like tiptoeing because his feet were so swollen. He was growling at the owners because of the pain, all that stuff. So his initial appointment, we did a Dex SP injection. We did Cytopoint. We dispensed oral Apoquil. We did 2 weeks of Clavamox, 2 weeks of enrofloxacin. We did neopretive powder to the affected areas, and then we had owners do medicated baths. And then we said e-collar, because the second you took the e-collar off, he obviously went for himself.
Yeah.
Because of how itchy he was. We didn't do another skin culture and sensitivity at that initial appointment because we wanted to try to treat first, and the owners, we also didn't want to take all the money they had at like right off the bat. So we said we really, really need to recheck him in 2 weeks. He has to come back because compliance has been an issue with these owners. There was also a talk of humanely euthanizing due to quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
There was also talk of rehoming, relinquishing him, the whole thing. So anyway, he came back, and he actually came back, I think, 3 weeks after the initial appointment because they rescheduled. But they did bring him back. The owners had reported that he seemed happier. He was more energetic, less painful, still wearing the cone of shame. So he's probably had a cone on for almost pushing 6 months now.
Oh, man.
I didn't physically see him. I was out that day he came in, but they were still doing medicated baths. He had completed the 2-week course of both antibiotics. He was still receiving Apoquil once a day. And like I said, still doing the baths and then wearing the cone. It came off during baths. The owners are apparently in the process of scheduling an appointment for a veterinary dermatologist. I personally don't have high hopes that they'll do that, but I really hope so for the dog's sake. But anyway, the recheck skin cytology was 1+ cocci and rare rods and still no yeast. So we are making headway. So the dog was getting better, which is encouraging. We did another Dex injection, and then we're continuing him on Apoquil for 3 days, like twice a day. So we did the Dex SP injection. Apoquil was supposed to be discontinued for 3 days and then resuming at 1 tablet once a day. And then we did another 2-week course of Enro and Clavamox, and then started him on a probiotic. I'm assuming he's probably having some GI upset with how many antibiotics are in his system right now. Was told to continue medicated baths. And then we're going to do another recheck in a week to reassess, and then potentially do a skin culture, just depending on what he looks like. And then we also push them again to really, really get into a dermatologist.
So did he look better?
To my knowledge, yes. He had, Dr. Pulse, I think, said he had one like spot on his neck that was still losing hair, but you can only do so much with that because the e-collar, he has to wear it.
Yeah.
But
even now that he's
I believe
like being
so.
on medication and being treated, he has to wear the e-collar?
They said they were still keeping it on him, and then she told them to continue to keep it on him too, just to make sure he doesn't cause more moisture just because he has samoyed in his coat, and I'm assuming. But yeah, I think that was the only like newer area of skin irritation was because of the cone, but I think everything else looked pretty good. There was still like obviously skin infection that's like in the process of resolving just because he had so much going on. Like
yeah.
I mean,
it's not going to be resolved in 2 weeks.
You would rake your finger. Like his whole body, if you shaved him, he'd be a big like dermal collarette.
Yeah.
Like, it's just he has so much flaky skin. And so I mean he is getting better, slowly but surely. So we're gonna recheck again. So I'll have another update. And we'll see how he's doing.
You should, when you get to see him the next time, take pictures of him.
Yes, I will. I wasn't at his recheck appointment,
Right.
so I couldn't.
Because then you can kind of show people the difference.
I will.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So hopefully getting better. And hopefully he'll
He
stay
looks
better.
less red. I did see him.
Oh, you did see him?
I didn't like do an exam or anything, but he did look less red.
That's good. And yeah, he's happier at home. He's not growling at the owners anymore, so that's a good sign.
Well, yeah, if your skin's like that, can you imagine how grumpy
his toes were literally bleeding.
Yeah.
Like they're
he's just going to have to stay on Apoquel forever. Do they know that?
Well, it's a compliance thing again. Like, it's like they get him better. Like, they'll get him through all this, get him better, and then we'll see him in a few months and he'll be bad again. That's like, it's just a vicious cycle.
So much money, like, on the flare-ups, just like
that's what we try to tell them. Yeah. That's where like, go to a veterinary dermatologist. Maybe let them tell you.
Yeah.
Like, because they've already been to another clinic too in the mix of coming to us. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
I just feel bad for the dog. I can't imagine. That's painful.
Well, I'm glad he's more comfortable though. So that's good.
So hopefully, like I said, getting better, and hopefully we'll stay this way. But we'll see.
Absolutely. Do you want me to save my case for next week?
Yeah, because we still have 3 inquiries.
Yeah, let's do. I'll write them down.
I forgot. I have a trending topic for this week. I totally forgot about it.
What?
It's not, I don't know if it's VetMed related, but I wanted to mention it because I'm kind of angry.
Okay.
So my husband the other day sent me a link. Do you know this brand of shoes I'm wearing right here? I wore these on purpose today. They're cloud, like the On Clouds, whatever they're called. So they're very expensive shoes. And they're all the hype. Do you have a pair?
No.
Okay. Well, they're very popular right now, and I'm assuming a lot of vet med professionals have them. And there was an article put out, WTHR wrote one, and there's a class action lawsuit against them right now because of their shoes squeaking.
Oh my God.
Have you heard me in these shoes walking around the clinic?
No.
So I got these shoes in January, and I retired them from wearing them at work because the squeak is so irritating. Everyone in the clinic would be like, "Here comes Courtney." Like,
Are you
ask
for real?
everybody. So my mom and I, we bought the same pair of shoes the same day because we just both liked them a lot and they're really comfortable. And she, like a few months after we had them, I would say 3.5, 4 months after having them, I was like, "Mom, is your shoe squeaking?" Like, it started off with just my right shoe and then the left shoe, and now they both squeak. My mom's shoes do the same exact thing. And I have another pair that's a different style that also squeak.
Oh my God. So someone decided to sue the company.
Yes. So
did you join the lawsuit?
I want to, but the reason I'm not going, because the company is not really taking ownership, which is really disappointing, because they're saying that it's just the way, like, one of these pieces, like the pieces that are made together, they just wear down and they just squeak. And the company's like, sucks to suck. But consumers are like, if I would have known they were going to squeak, I wouldn't have spent. Like, these are $180 pair of shoes.
So people, if you want squeaky shoes, go get them.
Like, but that makes me mad because I don't want to support a company who doesn't stand behind their product.
No, that's
and who doesn't care about their consumers.
Oh my gosh.
I just had to share that because I know a lot of people in VetMed wear these. A lot of girls in the clinic have this brand.
So interesting. I wonder how many people think it's just their shoe.
No, well,
do you know what I mean?
Yes,
like they think it's just
it's
just my shoe. I've just worn it down. Like,
yeah,
they don't think that it's the entire line.
So they released 11 different styles of like On Cloud, the brand.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, because then when my mom started doing it, I'm like, we have the same exact shoes. That's not a coincidence.
No. Oh, too funny.
So stay away from On Clouds because they don't they don't care.
Okay, that's great.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
All right, listener inquiries. Allie, you want to go first?
Do I have to?
Oh, I'll do that. That's my spiel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. You promote it. And then Allie can read the first question.
We have a text message feature for our podcast. You'll tap on the episode in your podcast provider. You look at the top. It'll say, send us an inquiry through a text message here. You can send it. It can be comments, questions, concerns. If you want to shout out on the podcast, you do have to leave your name. Otherwise, it comes through as anonymous on our end. We also take voice message inquiries, as you heard on this episode. So you can send your voice memos to the veterinary roundtable at gmail.com.
All right. The first one, when to start joint supplements. I have a working livestock guardian dog, which is a Great Pyrenees and Antelonian, favoring the Antelonian genetics. 6 months old and nearly 80 pounds. He's lean, not fat, by the way. His vet says it's nothing to worry about, but would love a second opinion. He's farm bred, working lines, so no health testing was done prior to being bred. I was told to keep him on a large breed puppy food until a year, but other than that, not much. I love my vet, but they are a rural old school with many things. That was anonymous.
Okay.
I agree with the keeping them on a puppy food until they're a year old.
Yeah. Being a large to giant breed dog.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest thing you can do for the dog is to keep him lean.
Yep. Agreed.
And Purina did this great retrospective study back in like 2001, 2 or 3, somewhere in there. I can't remember when.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. And what they did was they separated litters of Labrador retrievers, and they took half of the litter and fed them free, like, just eat as much as you want. The other ones, they controlled the calories. And the dogs that had controlled feeding rations lived approximately 2 years longer, and had 60% less likelihood of developing arthritis in their hips and shoulders. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's not a surprise, right?
Yeah.
But then they followed these dogs throughout their entire lifespan. And so that's how
cool.
it's a really cool study. No one's done one since then. And so that's the biggest thing you can really do is maintain a lean body mass.
Fat dogs aren't cute, people.
But also, like, a giant breed like that, like...
Well, can you imagine carrying that much? I mean, they're already predisposed to developing arthritis sooner or faster.
Yeah.
And then adding a whole bunch of weight on top of those joints is not going to help anything.
And, I would say that if you are interested in like joint protectants, I mean, there's lots of them out there. I mean, treating arthritis is a multimodality approach. But if we're talking about like joint protection, there's lots of products that you can use. I mean, I don't think that we have a ton of peer-reviewed research on those types of, chondroprotective agents. We do on Adequan, which is an injectable chondroprotective agent that does do what it says it does. And I think probably, my opinion, the next best product would be like Dasequin, but Adequan is probably, when you're talking about a large breed dog, cheaper than an oral supplement long term.
So it's once a month rather than daily.
Yeah. And so once you get to that monthly dosing regimen, it's cheaper.
Expensive in the beginning, but
it's cheaper than like something like Dasequin or Ficox Max or some of these others that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't hurt to put your dog on one.
No.
Like Dasequin or Cosequin or whatever.
She asked when to start. Would you start them at a year old, or would you wait a little bit? I don't think they need to be started like right away.
Right. I mean,
there's also like joint supporting foods too, like mobility foods that you could do.
Omega-3.
Large breed foods.
Large breed foods are going to have higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids, which are anti-inflammatory mediators. So that's a great way of helping, protect the joints. There is some research to suggest that if you have the products on board prior to injury, that they do a better job. So but that's anybody's guess, right?
Yeah.
So 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a magic number, but it's not going to hurt them.
Right, it's not going to hurt them.
So
that's our opinion. Okay, there we go. All right. That's all we got for you, Anonymous. Okay.
Take away.
Do you want me to go to the next one?
Yeah.
Hello. I'm sorry if I seem like a stalker with my lengthy email and my Spotify comments, but I've been listening to you guys nonstop after starting like a week ago. Binge watching us.
Welcome.
That's kind of cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I just listened to the podcast about changing the culture around the practice. Change yourself first. But what are some interview questions that could be asked to determine someone's soft skills so that the workplace could limit its drama and focus on their patients? Technical skills are great, but if several members' soft skills are lacking and there are frequent drama-filled shifts, our priority no longer becomes the patients. Thank you guys so much. I've learned so much. I've also recommended crucial conversations to my fellow management teams. Candace. Yes, ma'am. You do have to create a common language.
That's what this podcast is all about.
That's right. You do need to create a common language, which then helps having those conversations.
Yes.
So what do you guys think are things you can ask in interviews to pull that out? Like, is someone going to be into drama? I think what she's asking, right, is how can you detect if somebody's into creating drama? Is that what she's asking, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like a basic question on an interview is like, how do you deal with conflict? But does everybody really truthfully answer that? I don't know.
I think people tell you way more than you realize.
You think so?
Sometimes.
In their body language then in how they talk about their previous clinics. Like, I don't think they think they're...
Yeah.
You can pick up on
certain
stuff.
wordings, I feel like. how people word things is a good indicator.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of some keywords that I'm like, okay, you get it. Or like when people are like, yeah, drama's not for me. I like to stay out of it. You know, at the end of the day, we're here to serve our clients and patients. Like, I'm like, okay, so your head's in the right spot. Like,
Right.
you know why we're here. Like,
Right.
type of thing.
Right.
I'm trying to think of some of the interview questions that I've asked before. I think one of them is kind of based on like, are you a glass half full or are you glass half empty? So are you
Mhm.
one to look for solutions? Are you one,
Thank you.
or I can't remember how the question is worded, but it's like, do you find the potholes or are you more of a solution? But I can't remember.
Yeah.
But you get
Yeah.
the gist.
Right.
Something like that. So then you can be geared toward, are they going to be the ones to find a problem, but are they going to be innovative and find a solution for
Find a
you? Or are
solution.
they just going to be like, well, this is not working
Right.
type of thing. And then you're just stuck with the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's a great recommendation from the standpoint of like, tell me a time. So like, I think those are great questions. Like,
Mhm.
give me an example of when you've had to confront a fellow employee about a conversation that you heard in a thing, or tell me a time when you had to have a conversation with a fellow employee about, you know, blah, 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 whatever it
Mhm.
might be.
Yeah.
You know, how did you handle that? Or when's the last time you received feedback and how did that make you feel? You know, you can when you ask the question and then you see the body language,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
just with asking the question, a lot of times that tells you a lot.
Yeah.
And so I think that's helpful. If you're the person in the interview and you're trying to sift out, is the clinic a place of drama? Like, so if it's flipped and you're trying to determine,
Working interview.
right, is this a toxic
Yeah.
environment? So working interviews are a great way to do it. And then also asking, you know, questions like what is the average longevity here? Like how long do people typically stay here? When's the last time someone left?
Mhm.
Do you do exit interviews? What's the feedback you've gotten when people have, you know, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's
I feel
lots
like
of
we
things
get
you can
that a
ask.
lot. People ask, oh, how
Mhm.
long have you been here? Or what makes you stay?
Mm-hmm.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Do we think we answered that question?
I think so. I think we answered it pretty good.
Technical skills are great, but if several staff members are lacking, there are frequent drama-filled shifts or birds aren't pursued. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she just said, what questions do you ask in an interview, or interview questions?
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
There's quite a bit. There's some good books too on that topic, I think, that where you can pull questions from that we've done before. Oh my gosh. Harrison, can you text Dad and find out if he needs something? Okay.
Uh-oh.
I've gotten like 2 calls right in a row. Now it's Holden calling me.
Okay.
Okay.
Third one. Hi, Veterinary Roundtable. I'm an American vet nurse currently living and working in New Zealand. I listen to you all on my commute every day, so thanks for all that you do. My question is, what does a practice manager's day-to-day look like, and what would be the best way to transition from nurse to management as my 5 to 10 year plan? Thank you. Well, I've never
From
been a practice
Ash.
manager, so I can't answer that question.
Thank you for that question, Ash.
Gosh,
Can you imagine if the TV fell?
Okay, Allie, you went from, you know,
Technician.
to leading.
Yeah.
What do you think what is Michaela's day-to-day look like?
Ripping her hair out.
Right, exactly. It looks like hell. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's
Stomach
definitely-
ulcers.
It's a lot more work than what you think. There's a lot that happens behind
the scenes. I think
that
people
a lot
don't
of the
appreciate.
coworkers or employees do not understand, and you won't understand until you're in that seat. I think a lot. Like a lot of times, I know like the misconception that always went through my head, like when I was just a random tech, was just like, oh my gosh, what are they even doing? They're just sitting at their desk all day. Like we're out here drowning and they're just sitting at their desk. But
Yeah.
like really there is other things that need to be done in the clinic. Definitely for a practice manager. Like you're running the clinic. You have
Yeah.
to deal with the finances. You have to deal with everything that breaks. You have to deal with a lot of other companies wanting
Yes.
to talk to you about this, that, and the other. You're in charge of all the people.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're doing everything. Just like
Payroll, schedule,
yes,
like
like everything. I mean, how our clinic works is a lot different because we have tiers. So Michaela has a lot of backup or
Yeah.
whatever
It's
word.
scaled such that
Yes, that
she
you
leads you guys
support.
guys lead people, and
Yeah.
then yeah.
Yes, where a lot of clinics are set up very differently, where the practice manager is
Is doing it
handling
all.
everything. So it's
Mhm.
like one umbrella.
Yeah.
And it's all of that. So
And then you have to fill in the holes.
fill in holes, which has happened a lot lately.
With people calling off. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Filling in holes and then not being able to do your desk
primary job. Yeah.
Answering emails.
And then you're getting yelled at over here because of this. And then
it also depends if you're privately owned versus corporately owned, because they have different expectations on what you need to do. I think corporate, there's a lot, the expectations are higher.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things that I didn't even understand. I was like, oh, you have to do that? Like, there's a lot of tracking. There's just a lot.
A lot.
I think if you wanted to go to practice management, I think there's a course that you can take and like I don't know if license is the right word.
Well, you can become a certified practice manager.
Yeah, certified. So you could get
you can take a test, basically, and become a certified. I don't know if that works that way in New Zealand, or if it's like if it's different depending on what country you're in.
True.
Yeah.
But the skills that you would acquire doing such program would cross over to another country. I mean, I don't think that there's so much about leading people that we don't learn about in our respective like degrees in schools, that's the biggest thing is learning how to become a leader. And it's so much harder than what it looks like, you know, in terms of, because most of people in veterinary medicine are people pleasers. And so it's really hard, right, to feel like, you know, sometimes, you know, people not understanding how the decisions are made and then them feeling like you don't have their best interests at heart, but yet you really do. And then that's why the decisions are being made. You know what I mean? Like, it's like all these moving pieces and like all these, you know, emotional
I think you have
feelings.
to have somewhat of thick skin too.
Yeah.
Thick skin, yeah.
You also have to, which is really hard, definitely like being a tech and being friends with a lot of the technicians, it really hurt my heart a lot, I think, because I'm a very emotional, like a people pleaser. So I want to make sure everyone's happy. I want to make sure that I help it, you know, everyone. But like you have to take your emotions out of it, because at the end of the day, you have to run the business because your emotions can really get you in trouble sometimes when it comes to business work.
And the patients deserve the care, right? I mean, and at the end of the day, that's the entire objective, is to deliver care. And so, yeah, it is hard. I think Michaela's job, and it depends on the size of the practice too,
right?
Yeah.
You know, like as far as what the practice manager is doing on a day-to-day basis. But I mean, it's definitely challenging.
I don't think it's a job. I would not want to be a practice manager.
You wouldn't want to do it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
It's just I mean,
I was like, no,
it's
me
not
neither.
it's just, I'm not saying I couldn't do it. I could do it.
You could do it.
I don't
absolutely
want to
believe
do
you
it.
could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. Like,
I think that it
just,
removes you away from the whole reason you became a tech.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like not the
yeah.
whole reason, but it takes you away from like the primary reasons.
Exactly.
You became
I
a tech.
like being like, I love the hands-on aspect, and like I don't want like even like being like a surgery lead. It's just a lot of like taking. She handles a lot of patients. She handles patients almost every single day. But I feel like Allie is also one of the only leads who's like more out of her office, just because. I mean, she can be. I'm not saying the other leads are bad at their jobs.
No,
but she has more maybe availability, or she just chooses to do it that way. I don't know. But I just, I don't want to sit at a desk. Yeah. That's not why I'm in the field I'm in.
I can't do that either. But that's part of what makes me feel like I want to be helpful to you guys. Like, I don't want to
like
be
you look like
just, like
sitting at a desk all day.
It makes me feel good to be like, to catch a technician that just came back with a pet. And I'm like, hey, do you need help?
Yeah.
Instead of
she does it to me all the time. Yeah.
Instead of it's like the text, like, because I've been in that situation where I'm filling in and I'm like, well, shoot, like there's no one
here to help me.
Feeling.
Yeah.
And so I like to be the one to be like, hey, you need help? And they're like, yeah, you have a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I can do this. I can help you in this moment.
Yeah.
So I like doing that.
Yeah. It's very helpful. So if you're going to be a lead or in a management position, be willing to help your team.
Yeah. And learn
and
about.
know that let them know that you're there to help.
Be willing to be in the trench with them.
Yeah.
Be in the trench and be a problem solver.
Yeah.
Every problem is an opportunity. That's kind of how you have to view it. Every problem is an opportunity. And I think if you can have that mindset, it helps you grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
I've kind of liked problem solving. That sounds weird coming from me because I did not. And I got drug into leadership.
You did get drug into leadership. Yes.
I fought it for a long time. But I kind of like problem solving now. But I think it comes down to helping the people.
Yeah.
Because then they're like, oh, thank you for doing that. Like, oh, that's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fills your cup.
Yeah.
Well, and I think leadership in itself it's about what you do for the people in your care. and it's not about leading people. It is, but it's about developing them and seeing them become the best versions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's how your success is measured, honestly, as a leader and that's what you're leaving behind is how well do you grow these people,
For sure.
And so,
yeah,
that's what I'd be focusing on.
Yeah. And making sure your people are happy and taken care of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable. Remember, send in those questions and leave us a review if you enjoyed this episode or a previous one. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay.